Welcome to the
Yeah,
Free
yeah.
Money Table.
Like what you say, I keep
Sports
one eye open like
conversations. Let's
CBS.
get it. WNBA, NBA,
Can
college
I
summer.
live? With the first topic of the day, the Indiana Fever. And when I made this topic up, man, they were on a 3-game winning streak.
Trash. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Right now, they happen to seem to be hitting a bump in the road again. But are we looking at the Fever of 2026? Is this who they are? Are they going to be an inconsistent team for the rest of the year? And why is that, if you believe so?
Absolutely. This is who they are. They're an offensive-minded team. They don't guard. We don't know what their system is in terms of a defensive philosophy or a concept. So who you see right now is who you're going to see 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 months from now. This is who they are, unfortunately, but this is who they are.
Well, you know what? I hate to agree with you, Ty, but he's right. I mean, it is what it is. They like you said, they can't defend their shadow. I mean, you can't give up 113 points and think you're just going to outscore people. That ain't how it works. And they are living proof of it.
But with that being the way they are, do you have to change something coaching wise? Like, or how do they get them to change for them to get over the hump to go and win the chip?
I'll answer that with my answer to the original question. I don't think they have an identity, man. Like, they got good players, but what is their identity? What do they do consistently? You get what I'm saying? Like they say when Caitlin Clark is out, one thing.
Well, they consistently don't play defense.
Oh, that's why they could. Yeah.
So
then you gonna have inconsistencies in your whole ship.
So if we're saying, and I can say that the table agrees that their identity is a team that believes in offense first, is that the coach's philosophy or the team not buying in?
First of all, Coach Mo is 100% right. They do not have an identity defensively. Secondly, it always starts with the coach. I'm an advocate of extreme ownership. It all starts with the coach, no matter what. I'm a coach, so I get that. And I'll take all the blame if it's my fault. However, what I instill in you, you still have to apply. Indiana Fever's issue isn't a coaching issue. I don't necessarily disagree with P in terms of buy-in. However, I will say those players, they like each other, but they won't die for each other. And I'm using in a
agree.
term, not literally, figurative term. They don't die. You can tell. You can watch them. You look at the body language on the bench. You look at the body language during a game when somebody gets scored on. You can tell 3 or 4 players may go to Chili's or Papados after a game, but not all 12 to 15.
Yeah.
You can tell. You can tell. Because they're all looking at each other like this. Are you going to tell her? Is she hard? When
wait, do that again.
That's how they look too. When Coach White is going off and her and Caitlin is going back and forth, everybody else is like this.
Yeah, facts,
no,
facts.
Bro, let me explain.
So let me say something to that. Let me say something to that. I agree with you.
Give me 7 seconds. Let me say this. When you're completely bought in and the chemistry is on point, the coach is literally a conduit. They're not the one you're looking to. The coach is just a conduit. It's like, all right, you heard what she said. They don't have that. You can tell. New York Knicks, they have that right now.
Yeah.
They don't have that. And that's the biggest problem. It's not about, concept and system and all that. That's great. But they like each other, but they're not willing to die for each other, figuratively, not literally. That's the problem.
100%, man. What you about to say?
Go ahead, Mo.
I would say 100% Papados is my spot, man. I love Papados. But secondly,
so you going to Papados and not Chili's? Is that what you saying?
Yeah, I'm a Papados guy. I got Papados off Windy Hills in Atlanta. That's
I like Papados too. I ain't mad at you. I'm with you on that one.
I've never been to Papados.
Oh, yeah, Houston got a good Papados.
I don't even know what Papados is.
Man, Papados is the spot. They got some good food.
Good seafood spot, a lot of food. But
Go ahead, Mo.
But no, what I was gonna say is that, and like you said, with buy-in, they're holding each other accountable. And the eyes is really the fingers, because the eyes is really pointing the fingers. You get what I'm saying? So when you see something like that happen, a breakdown in the defense, and they're not communicating with words, and they're communicating with the eyes or fingers, That's not being on the same page, and that's not bought into the defensive concept.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
a lot of people say Caitlin, right? How much of this is the front office who drafted Caitlin Clark? Because this is Caitlin Clark and has always been Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has always been a very competitive spirit player. Pitting her all, I guess, in much, and we don't know if it's her all. She could be playing her best defense in the world. We don't know. You know what I mean?
Lord, I hope not.
we just don't know. But this has been Caitlin Clark. Like, you know, even when you go back and look at all interviews of her college coach saying that when the referees didn't want to call technical fouls, she would call the technical fouls. You get what I'm saying? So, like, how much of this is the front office if everybody's saying Caitlin Clark is the problem on defense and, you know, it's 5 people on the floor.
Yeah, but
How many people did she guard?
that goes into the coaching piece because you can't tell me everybody on the team can't guard. And you say the front office. I agree with you, the front office, because it's about how you assemble a team. Like, I think they went for the money value of Caitlin Clark and didn't assemble the rest of the team around her that could help her blossom and hide the deficiencies that she had.
Let me ask you one thing. Let me cut you off a quick second. You said they built around her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, they made a run in the finals without her.
Yeah.
So, do they need to build around her? Or does her ass need to play some defense and adjust to them?
Nah, I agree.
Because defense is a lot of heart and desire, and I don't see it. She'll turn the ball over and walk up the court.
Yeah, no, that's a good. I agree.
That ain't got to do with the front office or the coach. And like you said, I think Ty said it earlier. We talked about it. They need to set her ass down when she do stuff like that, but they ain't.
So I propose this: no one man should have all that power, right? Like, can her ego be getting to her at this point? Like, this is 4 or 5 years when she's been the number one talked about female basketball player in the world. Like, so can her ego be getting to her? I'm asking that question. I feel like I have an answer, but that's a lot of power to have.
You know the answer.
Power.
You know the answer. We all know the answer.
Yeah.
Like Indiana really didn't have a culture when she got there, bro. It wasn't a culture to follow. It wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't anything. Like, I think if she went somewhere with more
unestablished.
Yeah, like for instance, everybody on this table loves Atlanta. And look at Angel Reese now in Atlanta with their culture that was already established and all that. Like in Chicago, she was the coach.
Wait, time out. Atlanta got a brand new coach.
Yeah, but what I mean is the organization. The organization already is established on who they are. It doesn't matter who comes in and coach the Atlanta Dream. This is how it's the players that they have.
But let me ask you this.
I think they're young and still developing a culture. They just got the right fit.
That could be the case.
But I get what you're saying.
Could be the case.
Here's my question though: what team that draft number 1 overall has a good culture though? So that's every superstar got to go through that.
It's a reason they get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, you get the number 1 pick, you earned that.
Before we move on, did anybody else have any more thoughts on this?
Absolutely.
My dude.
Go ahead, coach.
Absolutely. Yeah. In the words of my favorite hip hop artist of all time, Jay-Z, she was who she was before she got here.
Agreed.
No, who she was. She was the same way in high school.
Yep.
Same
way in travel ball.
Really?
Travel.
I ain't know that far back. So
and she's
yes.
That's why I said Caitlin Clark, bro.
She's the exact same way right now. And I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah.
No, my connotation isn't negative. My point is you know what you're getting when you draft her. You drafted her for economical reasons and basketball second because she's a great basketball player. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to misconstrue that. She's a great basketball player on the offensive side. She puts people in the stands and she can change the lights on the scoreboard. However, from a professional standpoint, if you want to win a championship now, if you just want views and clicks and all that, cool.
And sell tickets.
That's cool, no problem. But if you want to win championships, you got to check up the other side. And the problem with Indiana right now, they got a bunch of players who can light up the scoreboard, but when it's time to check up on the other side, a lot of them check out.
Mm-hmm. That's
Raven
true.
don't check out. She's a defensive player, which is why they drafted her. However, Kelsey Mitchell,
and Michaela Tipson too. That's why they drafted her second round. Same reason, defense.
100%. That's called checking a box, because what you do and who you are is two different things.
Yes.
Indiana is playing the exact same way they were playing before they drafted Caitlin Clark. As long as Kelsey Mitchell has been there, who's a great player, love her getting. But let's be honest, Indiana Fever don't guard. They do not guard. They don't guard. Why are we skipping that? They do not guard.
I've been saying that. I've been saying that.
You cannot outscore teams and win a championship at that level. You just can't do it. You saw it yesterday. 113 points.
113.
Come on, man. What we talking about? They looked like they was at a individual workout. That's how Atlanta Dream looked. They was like like they was playing against
cones.
Human. That's what they look like. I'm serious. That's what they look like.
No, I'm not. Hey, no disagreement.
And I'm saying that because it disappoints me, because I know how good of a coach Stephanie White is, because I coached against her. She can coach her ass off. Excuse my language. She really can. However, Caitlin Clark is a great player. Love Steph. But if you want to be successful with Caitlin Clark on your team, you got to treat her like Luka Doncic. You have to build your team around her, and that's the general manager's responsibility at the professional level. Period. If you don't do that, you're going to run into problems. Period. That's it.
And so before we move on, that's tough, because before she came, who were they building around?
Nobody.
You don't think they was building around
no
Kelsey Mitchell?
Aaliyah Boston? No, Aaliyah Boston.
Boston. I thought Aaliyah Boston.
No. Great player, not the right personality to build a team around. She's has the potential to be one of the best second options in the WNBA. Can't build a team around her. No.
Hey, it's funny. I was going to ask about that last episode when we talked about the Fever. Like, nobody ever says Aaliyah Boston's name.
Yeah, I don't understand that why either.
Like her name never ever comes up.
Because she's a third option instead of a second.
Well, to me, she's a great second option on a great team. If you're going to win a championship, she's your second option, and that's the problem.
Welcome to the free money table. Sports conversations. Let's get it. WNBA, NBA, college summer hoops on the way, recruiting, rankings, hell, breaking down the stories, giving real opinions, from the grassroots level to the championship winners. The crew bringing heat every